What's happening, people? And once again, welcome back to youtube.com/CubCamTV for this, another edition of CUBREACTS on New Year's Eve. Very excited to be getting into this one. I did see earlier on in the week that the one and only Zinoleesky did release a brand new album project, so we're going to check out one of the tracks that has immediately jumped out at me from that album. The album goes by the name Grit and Lust, I believe it is. Obviously this one is a track that features the one and only Ayra Starr, so I'm excited to see how these two collaborate. Obviously, Zinoleesky has a very specific style of kind of vocal. He tends to use very similar style instrumentals as well. Ayra Starr's had an incredible year, and this could be the perfect way for her to close out, so I'm excited to check this one out. As always, if you are new to the channel, do make sure you are getting involved by hitting that subscribe button on the right-hand side of the page. Of course, turning notifications on as well, leaving a like, leaving a comment, and all of that good stuff. Without further ado, we're going to jump right into this one. Let's go. Really syncopated rhythms. Okay. So immediately this one has a different kind of feel to it than what I would describe as a typical Zinoleesky tune. The whole thing has a very kind of floaty feel to it, but alongside that there's a real kind of chop and aggression, I feel, in the way those drums are structured. There's a real kind of pertinent bounce in that kind of just the kind of slap of the drums really hits you. Again, a lot of use of kind of plucked sort of string lines running throughout the middle as the lead kind of melody, and then on top of that you have got that lead vocal from Zino just kind of bouncing on top of it. An interesting introduction to this one. Definitely not what I expected.
Check on you day and night, if that's okay. Now I feel like I need counseling. And say I make her go crazy when I pull up in the white tee. She know how we go, she know my team. Finna get you a crown cause you my queen. Many roads, what we had to go through. Story very long.
Okay. Now, something I really like about this is just the overall feel of their vocal combination. I love the fact that Ayra arrives in the way that she does, just this big, booming, kind of big room vocal, and it just matches up perfectly sonically to Zino. I'm surprised these two haven't linked up beforehand. They may have done and I've just missed it, but as far as I'm aware, they haven't linked up. But this really works. It really works in regards to the way their vocals sit next to each other, the actual timbre and texture that's resonating across the rest of the instrumental. I'm liking where it's going, man. Again, I like the fact the instrumental's very different from what we'd normally expect from Zino. Let's go. Let's go, Ayra. Really nice use of bassline action going on with this one as well. The lower end, just that sort of that little bass line down below doing a lot, just resonating around the lower end. Then on top of that as well, I love the rhythm, actually, that Ayra Starr's coming with on this tune. She's kind of taking things in a different direction, utilizing the pockets. She's almost doing like a run-up, then a stop, then a run-up, then a stop, then a run-up, then a stop, and it really works with the actual kind of rhythmic approach the instrumental brings. Again, she's kind of taking a hold of this one. She's been the main sort of vocal voice so far. The vocal feature so far has primarily been Ayra rather than Zino, so it's an interesting link-up in the way that it's structured.
Many roads, what we have to go through, yeah.
Their vocals are so similar. What the hell?
Still going long. Yeah, the story very long. But she don't want me telling anyone. She wants to form into my song.
It's actually mad when you listen to it and hear just how similar their vocal structures actually are. Zino has quite a higher pitched vocal. Obviously, Ayra has quite a lower pitched vocal for a female singer. It's not a bad thing in any way, shape, or form. It gives you an entirely different range in where you can explore. And I think they both do a really good job of actually finding this middle point where both their vocal tones matches. This little bridge we're getting into here, another great example of how you can utilize vocals that have that kind of similar tonality to them. I really like what Zino's doing on this. Again, he's sitting back, he's allowing Ayra to kind of play the main sort of role on the tune, and he's just kind of popping up with ad-libs, he's popping up and doing different sort of kind of choral blocks, and obviously did the intro as well. I really like Ayra's approach on this. I really like what Zino's doing, again, just allowing the tune to breathe, allowing the feature to be a feature, you know? And it works really, really nicely. I just like the fact it's so different.
Want me to go on in this when I'm wrong. She said, baby, I'm yours for the toast. Right now, the house like a ghost. What do we do now? Everybody knows. Promise to be better, and yeah, it goes. Man, no, you pass through. Yeah, I can't live without you. And I'm sorry if I doubt you. But I have to.
So as always with a tune like this, I can guarantee the thing I'm going to dislike about it the most is the fact that it's only 2 minutes and 35 seconds, because I feel when you've got a link up like this, you can always dive into a second verse. You can always dive into a second kind of lead section. This feels like it's kind of gone intro, hook, Ayra's verse, a reverse hook, and then a bridge pretty much after that. I'd have loved there to have been a kind of third extended area, maybe where they go back to back, or maybe we get to hear those vocal intertwines happen a little bit more prominently. But overall, I have enjoyed this. Definitely a tune which feels like it belongs on an album. I don't think it's enough to be a standalone single from these two. I'd expect something a bit longer and a bit stronger. But I think it definitely works in the context of being a feature on a Zinoleesky album. So there we go. We'll let this one run through to the end, and then we'll give it our final breakdown. But overall, very enjoyable stuff, I'd say.
Still going on,
And that plucked string is the main melodic element. And there we go then, the sounds of Zinoleesky off the Grit and Lust album. It goes by the name Many Roads, featuring Ayra Starr. I just want to check down here to see who else is involved. Yeah, it's Grit and Lust. So it's from The Orchard, Aziz, Sheena, Onyeda. So it's produced by Baby B. Okay, cool. Very interesting on the production side of things for this one, because it definitely gives us a different side of what Zinoleesky can do. We're used to hearing kind of, again, that typical Malian music sound when you kind of take in a new Zinoleesky tune. They tend to have that kind of rolling feel, a lot of Rexy production and sounds like that just have that kind of rolling, almost Amapiano influenced flavor. This one, very, very different. Again, more abstract in its rhythmic approach, very sharp on a lot of the percussive processing as well, and it allows us to see a different side of what Zinoleesky can do. Obviously, with this sort of instrumental, we've heard Ayra over this sort of thing before, and she arrives, takes to it like a duck to water, man. Just so clean with her approach, and I love the fact that both of their vocal tones actually line up really cleanly next to each other as well. Overall, again, as I said before, a solid vocal addition to the album. I don't think it would work as well as a standalone single, but I definitely think it works in the context of what the album's meant to represent. So there we go. As always, friends, if you have enjoyed this track, let me know in the description down below what you enjoyed about it. If you enjoyed the breakdown as well, please do let us know by getting involved and hitting that subscribe button on the right-hand side of the page, turning notifications on as well, leaving a like, leaving a comment, and all of that good stuff. I want to wish you all a very, very well end to 2022. 2023 will be the time we next post a video, and obviously we got loads of plans for the new year. So thank you for riding with us in 2022. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Hopefully you will enjoy your New Year's celebrations as well, and we shall see you all next time. Peace.
Sounding so good right now. But they're sounding a bright and town.
Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel right now, CUBREACTS TV. Stay locked.